Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 20-year-old man whose name was David. David was a very restless man. His mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, ideas come and went, leaving his mind uneasy and tired. He often felt sad about his past and constantly worried about the future. Because of these thoughts, his mind was like a storm. He could not feel calm, could not sleep well, and had even forgotten how to smile. One day, David heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. This man had once been a famous physiologist in the city. He had helped many people in his life and taught them how to find peace. But now, in his old age, he had left the busy city life and settled in a quiet village close to nature where he sometimes gave advice to visitors. David became curious and hopeful. He decided to meet this old man. Maybe he can help me find peace, he thought. After many days of long and tiring journey, David finally reached the hill village. When he arrived, he saw a small house covered with greenery. In the front yard, an old man was quietly reading a book. His face looked calm and peaceful. David walked up to him and said softly, "Sir, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man looked at him and gave a gentle smile. He said, "If you truly wish to find peace, I will give you a simple task." He lit a candle and placed it in David's hand. "Take this candle," he said, "and walk around the entire village at the foot of this hill. But remember, no matter what happens, the flame must not go out." David accepted the challenge. He held the candle carefully and began walking. He moved through the forested and hilly area. A gentle breeze was blowing, and the flame flickered as if it was about to go out. At times, strong gusts of wind made it very difficult to keep the flame alive. David shielded the candle with his other hand, bending low and walking slowly. His entire focus was on protecting the fragile light. He did not look at the glowing sunset through the trees. He did not notice the rustling leaves or the songs of the birds flying home. He did not pay attention to the people or activities in the village around him. His mind was fixed only on the flame. At last, after a long walk, David returned to the old man. His face was tired, but his eyes shine with relief. "Venerable sir," he said, "I did it. The candle is still burning." The old man smiled and asked, "Good. But tell me, did you see the colors of the sunset? Did you hear the music of the forest? Did you notice the birds returning to their nest? Did you notice the people in the village?" David said, "No, sir. I saw and heard nothing. I was only protecting the flame." The old man nodded gently. "This is the secret, my friend," he said. "When your mind is fully focused on the present, there is no space for worry, no burden of the past, and no fear of the future. Just as you guarded the candle's flame, you must guard the focus of your mind, and the only way to do so is to concentrate on the present. Don't dwell on the past or worry about the future. Leave everything to the universe. That is how the mind becomes calm. The peace you are looking for is not outside, it is already inside you. You just have to recognize it." Slowly, David began to understand. He understood that peace is not something we find outside. Peace is already within us. We learn to live in the present moment. David bowed his head and said softly, "Sir, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must live in the present moment. That is where real peace comes." The old man smiled again with these words. David started walking back to his village. The sun was setting, and the last rays of the light were gently touching the earth. Birds were returning to the nest, and a soft breeze was blowing. But this time, David was truly experiencing every moment of the present. He was no longer the same restless young man. He had changed. A new calmness now lived with him, for he had discovered the secret of guarding his inner flame. If we see in our lives, we will find that, like David, many of us spend our days lost in memories of the past or fears of the future. We carry regrets that hurt us and worries that tire us, forgetting that life is not in yesterday or tomorrow, but only in this very moment. When David held the candle, all his focus was on keeping the flame alive. In that moment, his mind was not running anywhere, it was fully present, and in that presence, the secret of peace was revealed. The old man teaching shows us that now has the power that nothing else can give. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, but the present is alive, real, and full of treasures. The colors of the sunset, the songs of birds, the gentle touch of the breeze, all these can only be felt in the now. When we live in this awareness, our mind becomes calm, our heart becomes light, and life becomes beautiful. So, if we want true peace, we must stop holding on the past and stop worrying about the future. We must live in the power of now because the present moment is the only place where life, peace, and happiness truly exist. If you truly want to find peace in your life, then stop worrying about the future and stop holding on to the past. The real happiness lies in the present moment. Guard your inner flame and live in the power of now. So, friends, the lesson David learned was simple but powerful. When he was protecting the candle, his whole focus was on the flame. In that moment, he was not thinking about his past mistakes or worrying about the future. His mind was completely present, and because of that, it became calm. This is the secret of peace. We often suffer not because of what is happening now, but because of what already happened or what might happen. We carry regrets from yesterday and fears about tomorrow, but the past is gone and the future is uncertain. Only this moment truly exists. Just like the candle flame, our inner peace is delicate. If we allow worries and regrets to control us, the flame shakes. But when we focus on the present, the flame becomes steady and bright. Peace is not something we find outside, it is already within us. We just need to slow down, breathe, and live in the now because real happiness lives only in this moment. If this story touched your heart, support it with a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more true emotional tales.